Okay, fine. Right. Let me share my screen. 1 minute. Just 1 minute, guys. Let me verify the users. Okay, Shankar, Sunil, Anil, Krishna, Anis, Mahesh. Just a minute. Right. Mm, Shankar, you joined from 2 devices. Hello, Shankar. Shankar, I cannot hear you, Shankar. You joined from 2 devices, right? Seems no one is laptop. Okay, so Shankar, if possible, please disconnect from one device. Okay, Shivaji. If you have any issues, let me know. I cannot hear you again. Okay, Sunil Vijay John. Okay, done. Okay, let me share my screen. So, guys, any issues, any doubts in the last class?
No issues, sir.
No issues. Okay, so now everyone knows, right, how to install SQL Server and all. Right, so what are the terminologies are there in the SQL Server installation? Right, I hope everyone knows the terminologies and all. Right, how many instances we can install in a machine? Standalone instances.
50.
151 standalone,
Okay, one 50.
49 named.
Okay, 50 default. Sorry, 50 instances we can install in a machine. One is standalone, one is default, and 49 are named instances. Okay, right. And what is a service account, guys?
Give service behalf of administrator.
On behalf of administrator. That is meant by service account.
Service
Sheikh, you
account
have
is used
already.
to
Providing service to
Application.
process the
Sorry,
service.
application.
Okay. Sheikh Bashir, okay, you are already having recording permissions, and I see you are recording the session also. Okay. Right, fine. Okay, service account is an account which helps you to run the service. Okay, so the simple definition is service account is an account which helps you to run the service. Each and every software will run on any service account. So how many types of service accounts we have, guys?
3 types.
3 types. Okay,
Three,
what are
three
those?
types. Default,
local service
virtual,
Hmm.
customized.
and network service.
Okay, so those are different. Okay, in the default, again, 3 service accounts are there: local system, local service, network service. But we have 3 types of service accounts. One is default service account, second one is virtual service account, third one is customized service account. Okay, default, virtual, and customized service account. So default means either we have local system, local service, and network service. In these 3 service accounts, which one is high priority service account, guys? The local system, local service, local system, local service, and network service. In
Local
these,
system.
Local.
okay, in the 3 default service accounts, local system is the high priority service account. All the antivirus softwares or else SQL related softwares will use local system. Okay, fine. And virtual service accounts, you know, right? Usually it will create virtually during installation, and you can see those virtual service accounts also. What happened? What happened? What happened? Okay, let me check once. Okay, and we don't use default or virtual service accounts in the organization. We will create a separate service account. I told you, right? So we usually use a separate service accounts, okay, for better performance. That is your customized service account. Okay, that is your customized service account. We prefer customized service accounts only in the organization. Okay, right. So customized service accounts and all. Actually, service account, what it will do on behalf of SQL Server, your service account will read the data, write the data, and process the data. Okay, so your service account has to log into each and every folder, has to log into each and every drive. Okay, so it is going to write the data permanently to the disk. It is going to read the data from the disk. So if it has to write or read from the disk to the disk, first of all, it has to log into the folders, right? So that's why usually service accounts are local administrators. By default, service accounts are local administrators, right? Fine. And any doubts in the last class, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. And again, as discussed, remote connections is only for real-time setup. Okay, remote connections are not mandatory. You can happily practice, you can happily install the SQL Server and all, even though without remote connections. You have to simply attach the software in the Oracle VirtualBox Manager, whatever I did. Okay, so you won't get big screen, guys. Okay, see, if you are connecting to the server directly, you will get only this screen, this much of screen only. Okay, if you expand also, you won't get big screen in the direct connection. Okay, if you connect to the server remotely, then only you will get big screen like this. Okay, then only you will get big screen. So it's very common your screen is small in case if you are connected directly. Second thing is, in case sometimes if remote connections are not working, we have already discussed a lot of challenges with the remote connections. Internet should be there, first thing. And during practice, you cannot change your internet. Okay, if you change your internet, again you have to restart your whole virtual machine. Okay, if not, if that is not working, you have to restart your laptop also. Okay, these are the challenges with your remote connections. Make sure, okay, you are going to fix all these things by your own. Okay, right. So in case if remote connections are not connecting, if you are unable to connect to the remote server, that's fine. You can simply go to storage, you can attach the SQL Server software, you can proceed with the SQL Server installation. Nothing is going to block you. Remote is only to connect to the server remotely, just to show you how in the organization will connect to the servers remotely. That's it. Okay, remote, there is no dependency on remote connections and your installations. Okay, you can happily install however I installed, like how I installed in the machine, in the same way you can proceed with the steps. Again and again, I'm saying, before installation or before doing any practice, go with the recordings once. Okay, already uploaded till yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, already I uploaded the videos in the YouTube. Go with the recordings once or twice until you are comfortable, then only you just start practicing. Then also, if you are getting errors, go with the Google, check it. As a DBA, you have to know how to troubleshoot the errors and all. It will give you best practice. Okay, you will get some hands-on experience in searching the terminologies and all. Go with the Google, search it and fix the issue by your own. Still you are unable to find it in the Google, ping me. Okay, send me the screenshot, I will check and I'll update you. Fine. Right, so guys, we have installed
Sir,
server. Yeah, tell me.
sir, in organization, we will install softwares with the help of portable hard disk, or
No,
can we try that?
there is no hard disks and all that era is gone. Okay, no one is going to call, manage the hard disks and all. Simply ISO images will be there. Those ISO images will be stored under one shared path. You have to copy the softwares to your server, either any of the drive, D drive, E drive, F drive. Okay, any of the drive,
So,
you can copy the software and you can start installing. Why? Because as discussed, this point we have already discussed. As discussed, we don't have control on this environment in the organization, guys. We don't control this Oracle VirtualBox Manager or VMware. We don't control. Your Windows team is going to control. You cannot attach softwares like this in the organization. Simply, there is a separate shared location for DBS. All the softwares, the service packs, whatever files are there, important files, will be there in that shared location. That shared location will have access on all the servers. In case if you don't have access on the new servers, raise a request with the network team. They are going to give you the access on the new server. Then open the shared location in the new server. Go to the softwares, copy the softwares, paste it in your particular server. Then you can start installing the SQL servers. Okay. So in the organization, we don't use this method to attach the software. We'll directly use a shared path and will directly copy from shared path to your server, not to your local laptop. Directly we'll go to the server, we'll open the shared path there, and then you can go to the path your colleagues will give you. If they don't give you, ask them. They will give you the path, and you can open that path in the server and you can copy the softwares to your server directly. Okay, then you can start installing. Fine. Yes, any other questions, guys? Fine. So we have installed SQL Server, right? As discussed, every server will have client server architecture. Okay, every server will have client server architecture. SQL Server is a server, but what about client? Client means which is used to connect to the server is called client. Client is nothing but, okay, how you are connecting to the server. What is the interface you are using to connect to the server? That is called your client. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the client for SQL Server? How we can connect to the SQL Server?
Through Windows Server.
Any tool we'll use to connect to the SQL servers?
SSMS.
Yes, SSMS. Client is nothing but your SSMS. Which tool we are going to use to connect to the server? That is your client. Every server, not only this one, not only SQL Server, every server will have its client server architecture. What is the client for Oracle? Anyone having any idea on Oracle? Putty. Okay, we use Putty to connect to the Oracle servers. So in the same way, we have Management Studio to connect to the SQL servers. Which tool you are using to connect to the SQL server? That tool we can call it as a client. Or that application we can call it as a client. Okay, so what we are going to use, guys, we'll use SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, to connect to the existing SQL instances. Okay, so it's a tool. It's a tool or application or client, whatever you want to call, you can call it. Okay, so it's a tool. This tool actually up to SQL Server 2014, this tool is included in the software, that too in the shared features. Okay, while installing, you can see a lot of shared components, right? During installation up to SQL Server 2014, no need to install Management Studio separately. While installing the SQL Server, okay, there is an option called Management Tools. If you select that Management Tools, automatically you will get this Management Studio. This is up to SQL Server 2014. From SQL Server 2016 onwards, they divided or separated this tool from the SQL Server software. After installation of the SQL Server, again separately you have to install Management Studio. Okay, clear, guys? I have a question for all of you. Do I need to install separate Management Studios for each and every version? Do I need to install separate Management Studio for each and every version? I have 2014, 2016, 20, 17 and 2019. Do I need to install 4 management studios for these 4 servers?
Sorry, I think one is enough for
No, sir.
everything.
Yes, very good. It's a tool, right? I told you it's a tool, right? It's an application. By using this application, you can connect to the existing instances. So it's not like we are going to use different versions of management studios. If one management studio is there, that is enough. We can use that management studio to connect to the servers. Okay. So after installation of SQL Server, what is the next activity we have to do?
Install SQL
Connect to
Server
server.
Management Studio.
I have to install Management Studio. Okay. I have to install Management Studio. So you can install Management Studio. So let me show you how to install. It's very simple, guys. It won't take much time. Might be it will take much time, but you don't need to select any options. Okay. Simply click on install button. Automatically SSMS will be installed. Right. Fine. So just a minute. Okay. Let me attach a Management Studio. Okay. Let me go to the settings of this machine and let me go to this storage. Earlier I have SQL Server software, right? Now I'll remove the SQL Server software and I'll attach Management Studio SSMS ISO image. I have SSMS ISO image. I'm going to attach SSMS ISO image. Okay. Right. I just selected SSMS ISO image. Okay. Now go to the server. Earlier in the D drive, we have SQL Server software, right? As we changed this, okay, from SQL setup file to SSMS, see here, it is still showing the old file only, SQL setup. Actually, it should show, see, now it was refreshed. See, from SSMS SQL setup to SSMS, it was changed. Okay, right now you can open this SSMS setup file, and you can see this Management Studio. This is the Management Studio file, guys. Almost it will be around 600 to 700 MB. Okay, as we are having different versions in the SQL Server, in the same way in the Management Studio also we are having different versions. The latest version is 18.3, I guess. Okay, the latest version of SSMS is 18.3, and this is not the latest version. This is 18.1, something like that. Okay, how to install? Right click, run as admin. That's it. You will get one pop-up window. Okay, so it will ask you to select install. Simply select it. Guys, the meeting is going to close now. Let me reopen. Please join immediately. Okay, please join immediately with the same